in April 1944. And went to Fort Sam Houston, went out of Liberty, Texas. That's where they loaded everybody out of the county. Train load, took us to Fort Sam Houston.
Was that a draft?
Yeah,
Were you
that was the draft. And all the 18-year-olds,
Wow.
and some didn't have but one leg, but they took them anyway. Because there's always something they could do. They could sit behind a desk if they couldn't do nothing else. So, now the war had turned over there in Germany at that time, and it looked like the war was going to be lost. So they rounded us up, and they sent some older troops that were in Europe at the time back to the States and sent them to Washington, state of Washington, up there, and formed another infantry division with that cadre, and then sent all of us by the train loads to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. No, Camp Robinson, Arkansas, at Little Rock. And then we got about 6 weeks of training there at Fort Robinson in Arkansas. And then they loaded us back on trains, sent us to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. At the same time, they sent the group from the state of Washington to Fort Leonard Wood. They grouped up the whole division. I can't even remember how many of them in a division, but it was 1,000. Formed the division, put us on trains, sent us to Newport News, Virginia, and loaded us on one of the old former passenger ships. It would hold thousands of people.
Didn't you say on the trains, though, that you weren't on like a train that had seats? You were in a train where you were all stuck in a big old box riding on those trains?
No, the boxcars was after we got to France.
Oh.
They loaded us in boxcars from World War I. Wore out boxcars.
So they were used in World War I?
You know what about boxcars on the railroad are. There was big old red things with the doors that slide in the middle on each side. That's what they call a boxcar. And they nicknamed them 40 and 8s. 40 men, 8 horses.
Wow. So those same trains were used in World War I that they were using in World War II?
Yeah, French were still using. See, the freight companies was using them between hand, but when war come, the army took over. And,
wow.
When we landed, our ship, we were on the ship going over, dodging submarines, German submarines. We'd go this way for a few hours, we'd turn, go this way a few hours, and then maybe the next day was headed back to the United States, dodging those things. It took us about 16 days, I believe it was,
Wow.
to get across the Atlantic to Marseille, France. That's the southern tip on the Mediterranean Sea of France. And they unloaded us there and put us in those railroad cars. Of course, we didn't have no horses then. Only horses they used in World War II was the ones they sent to the Pacific cavalry outfit. But they loaded us in those boxcars, and we twisted and turned for about 4, 5, 6 days. Across, going from south to north France, where the front lines was at. We'd go this way a few hours, and might turn around and go completely back the other way, Next time they turn, go and get them, jump on a different railroad company and go another direction. And we messed around, finally got close enough that they could unload us, and we walked the rest of the way to where the fighting was going on.
And that fighting was the Battle of the Bulge,
yeah,
right?
that's what they call the Battle of the Bulge. It was a breakthrough. The Germans had broke through in northern France and Belgium, and they throwed us in there, fill in the gaps. And in the first 30 minutes we were on line. There was a 12-man squad of men. There was 3 of us left out of 12. An old Indian boy from Oklahoma, and an old farm boy from Missouri, and me. That's 3 of us out of 12 that was left out of a 40-man squad of troops.
Wow.
And then it was just like that. We hit the front line 16th of December of '44. And then we didn't even see the inside of a building except the ones we fought through for all of December. But Christmas of '44, we was in some town, I can't remember the names of them because we was going through them so darn fast, you didn't worry about the name of it. And we was in that town Christmas Day, and one of the old boys during the night, Christmas morning, they all went to town. One come back with a chicken, another one come back with some salt, another come back with some grease, a lard. We took a steel helmet, built us a fire, and then another one boiled that chicken. That's what we had for Christmas that year.
In a helmet.
They couldn't, our supply line had been broken, and they couldn't get supplies of food up to us. And we were just having to be scavengers to get anything to eat. And when they did get us something to eat, it was just cold boxes of food, what they call K rations, about the size of the smallest box of macaroni or spaghetti. You know, the tall, slim ones, about like that, about that wide. That's what they had. Usually had crackers and a cookie of some kind, and a little can about like the size of a potted meat, or some kind of meat, and it was spam or I don't know what all.
You don't know for sure what you were eating.
But when you go 2 or 3 days without nothing,
Right.
well, that wasn't too bad.
Well, then that chicken was real good, wasn't it?
So that old hen sure did taste good. But yeah, moved on from that. They got reorganized, took troops from one outfit to another one, and made up a full unit. And we no more riding in the trucks. You walk. The trucks went along, or the tanks went along, but us old foot soldiers went with that big rifle on our shoulder. We walked either by the side or behind the tanks, because the tanks were shooting ahead of us all the time, and the artillery was coming behind us, and they were shooting over us into the Germans. tanks were shooting into the Germans, and then there we were mixed up in the whole mess.
Wow.
A lot of our troops got killed by our own artillery.
I guess that was unavoidable.
And yeah, it's just unavoidable. That's just one of the facts of combat. You don't know when. I got blowed off the ground. The round hit so damn close, the concussion from it bounced me off the ground about this high or probably higher.
Wow.
If you happen to, I never dug a foxhole the whole time. The rest of the war, we moved forward. We took the Germans' foxholes, pushed them out, kept pushing them back. So I never did have to, I had a shovel and a pick and everything on my belt, but never did have to use it, because there was always those foxholes to get in.
Do you have a lot of equipment though that you did have to carry?
Mm-hmm. And then by that time we was over in, we had to pull part of us back and send us down to southern part of France again. And moved us into the front line down there under old George Patton. He was a big Army infantry general. His we were part of his outfit. His nicknamed him Blood and Guts. Our blood and his guts. Men, it didn't matter. Not men, you save the equipment with him.
Wow.
It didn't matter how many men got killed. And so they pulled us back, sent us down southern part of France, and what they call the Sarre Basin, along the Sarre River. And we hit the front line there and up over the river, over the valley, up on the high banks, and getting ready to take the town of Saarbrücken across the river in Germany. And we sat there, I guess, 3 weeks running patrols into that town across the river, and finding out what was where, and trying to figure out how many troops were still in there.
How many German troops, you mean?
Mm-hmm. And picking spots for the radio operator was calling back information to the command post and telling them where certain things was at. And then they would direct the airplanes to where to bomb. And then the artillery was going over us at the same time. Some of that artillery and bombs fell on us. We lost a lot of troops with my own planes and artillery. But that was really a more what they call a spotter's fault. He just misjudged the distance. See, he was on the ground calling back on the wireless telephone to where certain things was at. And he just a human error. So a lot of that stuff fell on us.
Mm-hmm. Weren't you injured?
Huh?
Weren't you also injured?
Oh, didn't know it at the time and never filed a claim.
How can you not know?
Sometime in that or one of the battles somewhere along the road, I got some shrapnel in my back, or a piece out of a bullet in my back, and never knew nothing about it.
Wow.
Come out of the service, and my old family doctor really found it. I started going to him when I come home, and he, s- he sent me out and got x-rays, and in one of the x-rays, that little tiny piece of metal showed up, and he said it was lodged right in there against my spine. But it didn't bother me. I didn't feel it.
That's amazing.
I never felt a thing.
Well, it's good that it didn't get in your spine, I guess, because
Yeah.
that would have been pretty bad.
But over the years, another said they did a spinal tap on me one time after it got out of doing the spinal tap for something else, and the doctor found that piece there, and they said they x-rayed it again, and they said it was too damn close to the spine. They wasn't going to operate, they couldn't operate, because if they operated, they might be lucky and would be all get it out. They might not be lucky, and I'd be a vegetable the rest of my life.
Oh, well, we don't want that. No. Didn't you say the Germans didn't know that they were about to be beat at the Battle of the Bulge?
Yeah, what they
Or
call
the
it.
Americans didn't know, you
Yeah,
said.
the American, we knew it. We knew that they had practically had the upper hand, and they didn't realize it. If they had pushed in just a few more troops before we got in, strong enough, they'd have won the damn war.
Wow.
But there we were with that brand new outfit over there. Some of them had never been in combat. We just had enough men, I guess, and enough luck. And then we had other divisions of other outfits, on both sides of us, headed towards Germany, Belgium. So we went all the way across Belgium into Luxembourg, took that. And then they pulled us back down. They brought up other troops to hold that, sent us back down into France again, across a main river, and we had pushed as far across Germany as the big town of Marburg. Frankfurt. Frankfurt, they call Frankfurt on the Main. There's two Frankfurt Germanys, and we were on the one side of Germany, Frankfurt on the Main. We were there when the Russians was coming from their side into Berlin, and we were headed to Berlin. And we had troops practically into Berlin, but the Russians beat us in there. So we didn't have the honor of being the first ones into Berlin, but I got to Berlin before I got out of there. But we were in Frankfurt there. And then they moved us on into another town where they had can't remember the name of what they called them, but anyway, it was a camp where they the Germans gathered up all of the civilians, what they didn't kill, men, women, kids, didn't matter what, out of Poland, Czechoslovakia, all those other little countries, and they built concentration camps, and then they built these other camps close to a big town to hold them till they could get them to those, into the main concentration. That's where we never did get into those concentration camps where they burn the people, burn those Frenchmen and Polish and Czechoslovakians, all those others. Our unit never did get into that part of it, but we was in here where they were, the others that they didn't send there the Germans. We were gathering them up. They were stragglers, you know, civilians, no place to go. They didn't have no country and nothing else. We gathered them up and put them in behind a big wire fence, and then we had to stand guard, to watch over them until they could get the civilian system working to take over. Oh, that was April, Christmas 44. We got in there, and it was about August, September, I guess, of 45. And at that time when the war, we were in Barbara, like say Frankfurt, when the war ended, but they just, instead of just sending us right home, sent us on up there to do occupation duty and guard duty around those civilians till we could get them situated and find out what countries they belonged in and get them started back to their own hometowns. Then latter part of November, I think it was November of 45, where they made a drive for people to sign over, stay over there longer, and with a promise, if you signed over, you'd go home for 60 days and come back, same unit, and you'd be there for occupation duty, just like we've been doing there since they declared the war over, just pulling guard duty. Well, I signed over for another hitch, and then they took us to Le Havre, France, loaded a train load of us, took us to Le Havre, France, and loaded us on a ship there and sent us back to the States, and then put us on trains in the East Coast, sent us back to Fort Sam Houston. When we got there, they split everybody up and reorganized. And we did get to go home for 60 days.
Were you married then?
Mm-mm.
No.
And got my leave, and then that's when it went on. Well, they gave us the leave from while we were off ship, and then when I come home, and then I reported back to Fort Hood. At that time, it was just a camp. They hadn't made a permanent fort out of it at that time. Reported back there, and then reorganized, formed another infantry division, and some of us got promotions. I was leading a 12-man squad at the time, and before I left that camp, I was leading a 40-man platoon, four squads of 12 each men.
So what was your rank?
4 12-man squads, that's what they call a unit. And I hadn't got no promotion yet, but I was doing the job as a private. Then I did get promoted one grade, which was probably about $10. I was making, instead of making $50, I might have been making 60.
Are you talking for the whole month?
For the month. And so they got us organized on this train, and they shipped us to Seattle, Washington. Loaded us on the ship up there and started to the Pacific. That's a hell of a lot long, heck of a way to, instead of heading back to Germany where they had promised, we were headed to the Pacific because the war was still going on over there.
Yeah.
We got about halfway across the Pacific Ocean, the war supposedly ended, so we said, okay, hell, we celebrated, we're going to turn that ship around and get to come home. They rerouted us into Incheon, Korea, loaded us on trains and sent us to different places in Korea to set up camp and do occupation duty over there. So that was all of latter part of 45, 46. And I was over there all of 47. In December of 47, I come down with that rheumatic fever, and it damaged my heart. And I was laid in the hospital. They kept me in the hospital there, in that base hospital, from the middle of December until almost the end of February 48, before they got me stabilized enough that they thought they could send me home. And load us on a passenger train and on stretchers and send us back up to port city of Incheon, Korea. And then they loaded us on those what we call flying boxcars, great big old airplane that they shipped a lot of tanks and equipment in and food and stuff. They tore all of that kind of stuff out of them planes, a bunch of those planes, and put hooks on each side where they could hang stretchers 5 deep. And I wound up on the bottom stretcher, nobody going up and down, and was able to get off and on and off of there, because I couldn't get off of mine. I got stuffed in there and everybody coming down stomping.
Stomping on your stretcher.
Oh God. They finally got a plane load and shipped us from there to the airport there at that place in Korea. Shipped us, flew us out of there to Tokyo airstrip, Japan. Kept overnight, loaded us back on the plane the next morning, and we started jumping island to island as far as that plane would go. You know, back then the planes couldn't go clean across the ocean like they can now. They had to stop about 5 or 6 times. Hospital plane did, and they'd stop overnight, land, and they could fuel up. And our stretchers was put on the base hospital, loaded us back on the plane the next morning, flew to the next island, where we'd do the same again. Finally landed in Honolulu, Hawaii, and we stayed. We only stayed one night there. Next morning they loaded us on another plane, sent us to a base in San Francisco, and spent a night there in the hospital, and they loaded us back up, flew us to El Paso. But that time they just switched us from the plane and sent us to the Brooke Army Hospital in San Antonio. And I was there until August 48, and until July, I didn't even get out of bed. Wow. They carried me. At that time, they didn't have nothing to treat rheumatic fever with, except aspirin. And penicillin and aspirin. That's all the hell the government or anybody else, the army or nobody, that's all they could treat that stuff with, that rheumatic fever. They treated me with that, and they gave me it wound up being too damn much. And I'm allergic. I've been that way since. I can't take nothing penicillin or the other either.
Wow.
All that time. So then they sent me that when I was at Fort Sam, Houston. I thought I was getting along pretty good. They started letting me get up a little bit. I was walking around, they even let me have a few hour pass. Get on the bus and go downtown San Antonio a little while, come back. Middle of August, the doctor walked in there one morning and Trey, he says, "You going home?" I said, "Good, about time."
Been years, huh?
I said, "That's right." He said, "Yeah, you're going home, but your Army days are over. Army can't use you no more." He said, "Anybody that's had that much heart damage." I said, "Hell, I can push a pencil. I could do a desk job. There's plenty of desk job right here." I said, "I could do that. I don't have to go back in the line troops and the infantry. I could do other things." I said, "I can go back there and wash dishes." Thanks. I kind of wanted to stay in the Army at that time. He said, "Look, your Army days are over." He said, "We can't take that change.
So what'd you end up doing after you got back home?
Come on home," and messed around a little bit. And then I come into Houston. And I was out at Rosenberg. That's where my family was at then. I come into Houston. The only kind of job I could find was janitor work, working for a company that cleaned up the office buildings in Houston at night. So I took that. That was $1 an hour. And that's more than I was making in the service.
Wow.
I was a sergeant, what they call technical sergeant. It was one grade below a top sergeant in the infantry outfit. I think I was making $80 or $90 a month. There when
Well, they sure should have been paying them more than a janitor.
Huh?
They should have been paying them more than a janitor.
Yeah. And so then I found that job doing janitor work down there, cleaning up buildings from time the offices closed in the evening or till midnight, or midnight till 8 in the morning. In the meantime, got married. So I started here. Signed up to go to school under the GI Bill. I took a course. There was a business school downtown Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Signed up to go to that school for the course in business administration in the county. And, pretty far along in the schooling, and then the old head of the school had contacts with the VA hospital and personnel, and when he had somebody he thought that would work out in a hospital, he would call this one woman in personnel and tell her what he had and what kind of grades I was making down there in school. And it sent me and 2 other boys out there same time to apply for the jobs. We both went in there, and she hired us. We still went to school from 8 in the morning till 12, and then we had an evening shift or midnight to 8 shift at the hospital working on the wards.
No, that's the VA hospital you're talking
VA
about.
hospital.
And that was in Houston also?
That was Houston, the old original. It was a naval hospital during the war, and the Navy turned it over to the Veterans Administration as soon as the war ended. And went in there as a ward attendant, they called them, carrying bedpans. See, I could do that though, 'cause I'd take shift work, see.
Yeah.
Then nobody would work the night shift. So they had to find somebody to work that. So I'll go to work at midnight out there, get off at 8 o'clock, or around 8, and be downtown, go to school for 12, and then go home.
Go to sleep.
and get up at midnight and start
Started all over.
it all over again.
Didn't you get some medals when you were in the war?
Oh yeah, I got whole unit, our whole unit that I was in, my platoon, we got the what they call a Bronze Star. You know, they have a Medal of Honor, and they have a Silver Star, and then they have the Bronze Star. That's from the Medal of Honor is the top award for infantry, and then the Silver Star is a little better than the Bronze Star. My unit got the Bronze Star. The whole unit did. Everybody that was made it through got the Bronze Star. And then we got way before the war was over, had awarded, when we finished basic training, they give us an expert rifleman's badge. Of course, everybody got the good conduct medal. That was just automatic.
Yeah. Everybody was good, huh?
Yeah. If it didn't, it was in the guardhouse.
Yeah, there you go.
So I got that. And then I got into combat. That's when I got the Bronze Star and the expert combat infantry badge. The regular infantry badge, rifle badge, was just a blue field with a silver band around it and a blue field. But when you got the expert rifleman's badge in combat, you get a badge with that rifle and everything, but silver, what they called it, but it was a big decoration on top of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was what they called it. All on top of the badge, which was about that long on the chest, about the length. Shit represented that rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got that reef. A reef, what they called a silver reef on that. You know, and 3 or 4 other medals, not badges. I can't even begin to remember what they were now. But when I come home from the hospital, I had a whole house full of little brothers, and they got into them, and my ribbons and badges went south.
Yeah. Talk about meddling little brothers.
Yeah. So,
Well, that's okay. We know you have them.
yep, we had some rough nights over there. We foraged for food a lot of times.
Like the chicken.
Like the chicken. Didn't steal nothing. We just borrowed it. We didn't ask questions. Yeah. Yep, France, all the way across Belgium, Luxembourg, back into Germany, France and Germany, before the war ended. All of that time the war ended there.
Well, it's sad that you got to go to Hawaii, but you didn't get to enjoy it because you were there one day while in the hospital.
On the stretcher, they just took us there and not long enough to refuel the planes
Right.
and put another crew on the plane.
Did you ever go back to France or Germany or any of those places later? No.
I'd always wanted to, but I never had the opportunity to go back.
Yeah.
I would like to went back and see if I could remember see any of the places. Some of them places, boy, I mean, the bombers and the artillery, they just flattened them out.
It's rubble, huh?
Oh, just a pile of rubble. Yeah, you do what you have to do with you. Try to keep the crew, stay alive.
Yeah.
It's better you shot them than them to shoot you.
Yes.
That's the attitude you have to have. The ones that didn't come back either.
Right.
And we had a couple of boys in our unit that were Germans. They were born in Germany, but they come to the United States when they were kids. Before the war ever started. Grew up in the States.
So they were fighting on your side.
On our side. So they remembered a whole lot about places we were in, and they could kind of, tip us off what was going on and which people you associated with and which ones not to. So that helped from.
Yeah.
No, we took over the buildings, the big fancy homes. We didn't live, and by then we didn't live out in the tents. We kicked the families out and took over their house.
Well, that's happened in almost every war, hasn't it?
At that time there in Marburg, Germany, I had a bedroom by myself. Big, nice feather bed about this high off the floor. Nice big feather pillows. Man, oh man, talk about sleeping. Of course, I hadn't slept on the ground in so long. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Boy, we enjoyed that.
Bet you did.
And those Germans didn't have nowhere else to go. We put them in behind that wire fence down there. Families and all. So they could sort them out and see which one was worth saving, which ones they'd send to prison.
I guess it was very hard to tell
Which
which were German enemies and which were German
Yeah,
refugees.
It's just things happen in combat. Unbelievable how one human can do to another. But you look out for number one. That's the ones that made it through.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say, you mean you shoot a woman, shoot a man, shoot a kid? I said, if he had a gun, I thought he had a gun, you're damn right I'd shoot him. Wouldn't you? Well, no, not necessarily. I said, necessarily goes out the window. You get there, it's either you or them. You stop to think and you're the one that's dead. It's better them than me.
That's right.
That's the attitude you had to take, it in. You wound up in the nut house. We had an old boy out at the VA hospital. I went to work out there in 1950. Got out in 48, but I went out there and went to work in 50. And we had an old boy that was a bombardier on a plane that bombed Hiroshima. It drove him crazy. He was from Galveston, and we had him in that hospital the whole time I was there. That's what, even being up there in the air and having to sit there, that bombardier, he looking through them holes and thing, through the bottom of the plane and firing them guns. But it got on a lot of them nerves. It was on that when they bombed those 2 times they bombed Hiroshima and the other place, I can't remember the name. There was 2 places they bombed with that atomic bomb. That's what it was.
There was so many people that died.
Killed so many of them, and so many of them were innocent. But there were so many. In wartime, you can't decide. You don't know who the enemy is and who's not.
Right.
If they got a weapon in front of you, shoot them. That's the only way you come through it. You can't afford to look back, think about it. I know a lot of them that did, and they wound up in the nut house. They just couldn't fight it off, get it out of their system. But
Well, I think it takes a strong person to survive all of that, physically and mentally.
yeah, a lot of the boys the same as I was. We grew up in what they call the Depression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a struggle, just growing up. You didn't even know, even the family didn't know where your next meal was coming from. A lot of them didn't. We raised our own food when I was a kid. We had our own cows, our own chickens.
Do you think that made a difference in the war? Like if you had a buddy in the war that was a city boy, was he a lot different than you?
Yeah. The ones that grew up like I did, they come through it better because they knew what hard life was. They grew up that way.
Yeah.
But they wasn't trained to fight, but they trained to know how to find you something to eat.
Right.
But I think that had a whole lot to do with it because there was a lot of us that went in when I did that I grew up with. And I run into one boy from up around Montgomery. His daddy worked on the railroad just like my daddy did. And I was in about a month before the war ended. They started sending a few back from the lines to Paris on what they call a 3-day pass to get you out of that constant battle atmosphere. And I got to go back to France one time. It took a whole day riding one of them big old army trucks to get to Paris. We spent the night and a day and the next night. The 3rd day we rode all the way back to the front line. But
Not much of a holiday.
not much of a holiday, but every minute counted.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Got us out of that foxhole, because we was at that time we were still down in the foxhole. I got bombs, artillery shells, what the Germans had, what they called a 88 artillery piece, 88 millimeter, shot a ball about that big.
Wow.
We could knock a hole in a concrete wall.
Is that the thing that you were carrying around?
No, that's what the Germans were shooting at us.
Oh.
Shooting us up there. And one up would land, we managed, if we didn't get in the foxhole, we was out on the ground and one of them things fell, or one of the bombs out of our own planes. They were supposed to be hitting the Germans, but they got miscalculated. The bombardiers and people firing those rounds on the troops, German troops, miscalculated the distance, and they dropped them on us. we lost a lot of American boys that way. You see boys in the foxhole next to you get blown to 1,000 pieces. Because one of them shells would just fall right in their hole with them. But I was just damn lucky, I guess. Somebody up there must have been looking out for me.
He sure was.
But, yeah, I saw a lot of them. Like I say, that 12-man squad out of that 40-man platoon that I went in with, trained with, 3 of us, and it was that way. They couldn't get troops up there fast enough to replace the ones that was getting killed or wounded. The ones that was able to carry a stretcher, hip carry stretcher, was bringing them back fast as we could, getting them to where the ambulance crew could pick them up. And I saw a lot of them, they didn't make it.
So that was your first combat when you were the one of the 3 left? That was your first combat?
That was the first combat, and that was in last, and then I was in combat the rest of the 6 months.
I can't imagine what went through your mind when you were one of the 3 left, that you could even make it through the whole war.
Our squad leader was what they called a staff sergeant, and the old Indian boy was a private first class, and I was a private first class, which was the next to the lowest grade you could have. There was a private below us, but there was a staff sergeant and a corporal. Staff sergeant was a squad leader. Corporal had 2 stripes, and he was an assistant squad leader. The rest of us was just peons. And there was the 3 of us out of it. And it's like that in every 12-man squad there for probably thousands of troops. And then one day I was the 12th man on the squad, the lowest man in the squad, and the next day I was leading the squad at a private's pay.
I guess you moved up fast when there wasn't many left.
And I was leading a platoon when I was, they finally did give me the rank of a corporal when I was, and that wasn't to the grade of a sergeant, but that was grade of a corporal, but I had 12 more green troops assigned to me.
Green meaning they just came out of training?
Yeah, right out of training. Filled up the squad again, because they could get enough men up there to do it. And then I made, they call staff sergeant. I got to be over the whole platoon, which was, a platoon was 40 men. But I was a platoon leader then, rest of the way through combat. And I was up there when we were setting up over the hill, over the valley of back in France, fixing to go across into Germany from there at Saarbrücken. The company commander sent a little old 90-day, what we call 90-day wonders. They sent them to officers training school in Georgia for 90 days, put a gold bar on the soldier and give them three platoons of 40 men each to lead all 3 of those as a leader for all 3 of them. And he come up there, he says, "Colonel, wants to pen a lieutenant's join you. I'll tell you what, you go tell that damn captain what you do with that gold badge." He says, "You mean you don't want?" I said, "Hell no." I said, "Look at it. Well, you get my replacement for the one that was up here in front of me." leading me, he's already been killed. The one in the next platoon there's been killed. The one on the other side's been killed. You think I'm stupid enough to put on that gold badge up here on my head and walk out there? Hell no. I don't want that. It didn't mean but $15 a month.
Wow.
I said, oh, thank you. I'll just stay here, Sergeant. I think I got a little better chance of leading this platoon than I have up there. I did.
Right.
And then when the war ended, they would have took my rank away from me. They would have offered me a lieutenant's bar again, but I'd have to go to officers training school in Georgia to get it. And I said, no.
Not interested.
I'm not interested. The war was still going on in the Pacific. I said, I know how that works too.
Yeah.
Then when I'll get back, they'd cut that 90 days short, and I'd have to put a badge on it. I'd be sent to the damn Pacific.
Well, Curtis, we just almost ran out of tape here, so
Okay, that's about enough.
thank you very much. And that's Curtis. What's your middle name? Neal.
Curtis Lee,
Curtis Lee. And you were born when?
February 1826.
26.